But they are image conscious individuals. They cannot be a bitch in front of the others. Yeah, they will be a bitch in their personal space. Yeah, so they have an image to maintain. They can do the dirty dance with you in their personal space, but they cannot afford to be exposed in front of the others. Yeah. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about some of the behaviors of narcissistic parents that makes them look as if they are possessed by some demonic entities and evil spirit. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So narcissistic parents have a lot of tricks up their sleeves, and all of it is basically to aid and enable them, yeah, to get what they want out of the others, out of their children. Yeah, it's all about them, their feelings, their emotions, their needs, their wants, their desires. That's it. It's all about me, 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 me. That's it. Narcissistic parents have extreme sense of entitlement. Rules don't apply to them. Narcissistic parents lack empathy, so they really don't care what you are going through. Narcissistic parents have inability to self-reflect, so they really fail to accept the fact that they can do mistakes, they can go wrong. Yeah, they can do something which might hurt the others. They are unable to see things that way. Yeah, it's all about I, me, myself. The world should learn from me, my kids should learn from me, and that's it. Even in the process I'm damaging my child, even in the process I'm ruining my child, hardly matters, because they breed for a purpose and reason. Yeah? Relationship is very transactional, instrumental, and conditional for narcissistic parents. So they bred you for a purpose and reason, and they want things out of you. So first narcissistic parents are going to give you subtle reminders, then they are going to become aggressive, then they are going to triangulate things, they are going to bring in others to do the talking, because they don't want to be exposed as selfish, greedy, and mean. So they'll bring in their enablers, flying monkeys, to do the talking. Yeah, so that their hands are not dirty and their work is done. And if you still don't get the message that you need to serve them, you need to do things their way, uh, then they are going to discard you, and they are going to discard you by treating you as something which is invisible. They are going to discard you by scapegoating you. In some of the cases they might physically discard as well. Yeah, because you are not serving them, you are not giving them what they brought you in this world for. Yeah, so it's a lost business for them, and they really don't want to get into lost businesses. Yeah, they want to get into things which gives them good return. And having a child is like a a short-term small investment with huge return. Yeah, and when they see that you are unable to give them what they want out of you, that breaks their heart, that really hurts them. Yeah. So it really hurts these narcissistic parents when they are unable to get their narcissistic supply from their children. Yeah, because they have high hopes, high expectations from their children, that I'm going to have sex and breed, I'm going to have 2 3 children, and this child is going to do this for me, that child is going to do this for me, and then I'm going to be the ringleader, and I'm going to be the one who will lead the circus. I'm going to be the puppeteer, and I'm going to pull the strings, and I'm going to feel like a god. Yeah, and all of them will be dedicated, devoted, and loyal when it comes to serving me, taking care of my feeling and emotion. So narcissistic parents have their own set of illogical fantasies. Yeah, which they want to accomplish anyhow in this real world. So now let us understand what are the behavior, attitude, or actions that these narcissistic parents get into or do that makes them look as if they are someone who's being possessed by some demonic entities or evil spirit. The first thing is extreme manipulation. Narcissistic parents ruthlessly manipulate you and the others. And when they are manipulating others, you are able to see that they are ruthlessly manipulating others. And somewhere or the other your heart knows, yeah, that she controls me, she manipulates me, and look, now she is manipulating daddy, now she is manipulating the others, yeah, ruthlessly, without caring about the consequences, or you know uh, the kind of damage that others would experience or go through. Narcissistic parents are into vehemently manipulating their victim. So, as kids, when we see our parents manipulating others, it's quite scary. And we often wonder, I mean, like, is there something wrong with her? Why is she manipulating others? Yeah, because narcissistic individuals will not spare anyone, whether it's their children, spouse, outsiders, relatives, friends, neighbor. They're not going to spare anyone. It's all about supply. Yeah, and they want something out of you, that's it. And with this extreme manipulation, sometimes it appears as if they are not in control. I mean, I used to see my parents manipulating others, and sometimes I used to wonder, I mean, are they at all okay, or there's something wrong with them? Yeah, because it appeared as if they are not in control of themselves. Yeah, they are being controlled by some external force, entity, or energy or spirit. Yeah, and as a result of which I was really scared of them. I knew the drill, I knew how things were in the family, but when they used to manipulate others, I could feel it. Yeah, I could understand that they are manipulating others to get things out of the others, whether it is admiration, whether it is getting their work done, some financial gain, this supply, that supply. I mean, they have got all sorts of things up their head. I mean, all sorts of things they want from the rest of the world, but they really don't want to give anything to the others. So this extreme manipulation, I mean, it was okay when they used to manipulate me, but when they used to aggressively manipulate others, like when I used to see them manipulating my sister, my other relatives, I mean cousins, that was the time when I used to wonder if at all they are okay, or they are possessed by some spirit or something. Yeah, because them doing bad stuff with me is okay, but they are not sparing the others. They are aggressively doing the same shit with the others. They are treating others miserably as well. They are manipulating others as well. Yeah, so that was something which raised a lot of questions inside of me. And I used to wonder, and I used to think, I mean, if at all they are not in their control, they are not in their senses, they are being controlled by someone or the other. But now, after doing all the study, research, understanding what NPD and narcissism is, I know what they were doing. They were just being themselves. Yeah, they were not being controlled. They were not possessed. They were simply being themselves. They were just being brutally honest. Yeah, that's who they are. Yeah, selfish, self-centered individual who lack empathy. Yeah, who can ruthlessly manipulate and exploit others for their individual personal gain. The other behavior that makes the narcissistic parents appear to be individuals who are possessed, or individuals who are controlled by some entities, is this lack of empathy. Narcissistic parents are extremely aggressive with their children. Yeah, and this lack of empathy is something that makes them look very cold, heartless, disconnected from humanity. Someone who's so ruthless. Yeah, and I used to wonder when I was beaten or mistreated, and when I used to tell them that you are hurting me, my this body part is paining, I am feeling miserable, they just didn't care. They were just like those ruthless masters, yeah, who will get, whatever they want out of you at any cost. So, this lack of empathy, makes the narcissistic parents, appear to be someone who's very cold, heartless, someone who's very disconnected. And all of that, makes them, appear to be individuals who are not in their senses, individuals who are demonic and evil, who have no feeling, emotion, and heart. Whereas in they have feeling, emotion, and heart, but all of it is for themselves. Yeah. For the others, they don't have anything. Yeah. They want all that empathy, sympathy, from the others. They want care, concern, love, affection from everyone. So narcissistic parents, lack empathy, and this is because of that extreme sense of entitlement. Yeah, I mean, everything is for me. Extreme self-centeredness. All good things should be, there for me, and that's it. No one should experience anything which I don't approve of. Yeah, or to the least, no one should experience anything. Only I'm allowed to experience good things, and that's it. Yeah. So this ruthless behavior, this lack of empathy, is something which makes them appear demonic. Yeah. Whereas in the truth is that they are not demonic, they are simply being themselves. Yeah. uh, that lack of empathy makes them look very cruel. Yeah, they are not trying to understand what we are going through or what we are feeling. And for some, it might appear as if they are not you know in control of their own self, but the fact is that it's all extreme self-centeredness, and that leads to this lack of empathy. Rules don't apply to them, inability to self-reflect. It's all about I, me, that's it. Yeah. The other extreme behavior that narcissistic parents exhibit, which makes them look like individuals who are possessed by some demonic entity, is this emotional abuse. So they are going to gaslight their children, they are going to belittle, invalidate, they are going to torment their child in every possible way. And this is something which is very difficult to accept and absorb. Yeah, as children, it becomes very difficult for us to process, because when we look at others family, when we go to school, meet our friends, meet their parents, it's a different thing. It takes a while for us to adjust to that kind of abusive atmosphere. Yeah. So this emotional abuse thing, constantly gaslighting their children, invalidating their children, extreme criticism, belittling the child in front of the others, you know, um, in some of the cases, beating the child in front of the others. All of this, doesn't make us feel good as children. We do feel bad, but we also, get into this mode of thinking that, is there some reason behind my parent doing so and so things. And this is because of trauma bonding, this is because of emotional incest, this is because of unhealthy enmeshment. We really don't want to lose our caregiver, our parents. We don't want to lose their love and affection. And we want to make sense out of things. Yeah. And as a result of which, we often think and assume that maybe my mother is mistreating me under the influence of something. Maybe my dad is mistreating me under the influence of some entity or some spirit. Whereas in they are just being themselves. Emotional abuse is a kind of language they speak in. Yeah. So they are just being themselves. It's very difficult to accept them for who they are, and that is the reason we start making up stories. We start seeing things differently. Yeah, because of all that cognitive dissonance. It's very hard to accept that my mother can be wild and toxic. It's very difficult to accept that my father is abusive. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of time, you know uh, to have that realization and accept the things the way it is. It takes a lot of time. And when we are not in that mode of accepting or having radical acceptance, that is the time when we try and see things in a lot of different ways. Maybe my mother was influenced, maybe my dad was influenced and that's why he hit me, maybe my mother mistreated me because of the influence of this and that person. So we keep trying something or the other, yeah, so that we don't get to see the truth. We don't get to confront the toxic things they are doing. Yeah, we try and make sense out of a lot of abusive things. And this is basically our inability to accept the truth. Yeah. And as a result of which we keep making stories, we keep uh, getting into this theory, that theory. It could be because of this auntie, it could be because of that uncle. No, narcissistic parents are the way they are. The sooner you accept who they are, the better for you, and the faster you can recover and you can heal from all that abuse. The other behavior that makes us doubt that our narcissistic parent might be possessed, or you know might be under the influence of some spirit or the other, is this Jekyll and Hyde a persona. So narcissistic parents are going to be something else in front of you, and they are going to be absolutely a transformed individual in front of the others. And that is something which really makes us question, what is wrong with my mother? She's so abusive and toxic with me, but look, the way how she's behaving with the others. She's so nice, she's so good, she's so respectful, and others are loving her, others are liking her. But what's wrong with her when she's with me? What's wrong with her in our private space? Why does she become so crazy and wild? Why does my dad mistreat me in the personal space? And he's such a different person, he's such a good person with a good persona in front of the others. So this further confuses us. And and this is the reason why we fall for all those theories, and all those things that maybe my mother is possessed, maybe my dad is possessed. But they are image conscious individuals. They cannot be a bitch in front of the others. Yeah, they will be a bitch in their personal space. Yeah. So they have an image to maintain. They can do the dirty dance with you in their personal space, but they cannot afford to be exposed in front of the others. Yeah. So narcissistic parents have this different persona when they are with the others, and they are absolutely different individuals when they are with you. And that is something which makes us think that there's something wrong with my parent. There is some kind of mystical or spiritual or evil or demonic influence. The other extreme behavior of narcissistic parent is this unpredictable outburst. So all of a sudden they'll start hitting you, all of a sudden they'll start abusing you, all of a sudden they'll start mistreating you. And that is something which really confuses us. I mean, just a while back my dad was all right, just a while back my mom was all right. I don't know what exactly happened, why is she behaving like this? Yeah, they are just being themselves, but it is very difficult for us to accept them the way they are. Yeah, because we are used to the good side of them. Yeah, and we keep doing things for them, so that that good side is revealed to us again and again. But that good side isn't revealed to us on a regular basis. Yeah, that is occasionally revealed to us to keep us on hook, to keep us confused, and to keep us wanting more and more and more. So narcissistic parents with their unpredictable outbursts, like driving rash, or hitting the child in public, or swearing and abusing the child in front of the others, all of these erratic behavior, extreme behavior is something which often makes us think, are they under some influence or the other? Yeah. Whereas in they are just being themselves. So whenever they are going to experience narcissistic injury, they are going to throw narcissistic rage, and all these unpredictable outbursts is a form of narcissistic rage. Yeah. You have caused them narcissistic injury, you have said no or refused or denied, or you were not being the way how they want. So they are not going to come to you and tell you sweetly, my sweetheart, please do things this way. They are going to make sure that they really teach you a good lesson. They are going to make sure that they teach you a lesson which you don't forget till death. Yeah. So narcissistic parents with their unpredictable outbursts sometimes might appear you know as individuals who are under the influence of some spirit, some entity. And the last behavior that makes these narcissistic parents appear to be individuals who are under some influence of a demonic entity or evil forces is this inability to reason. So no matter how much you try and reason out things with them, no matter how much you try and have open communication with them, all of it is a waste. They are never going to uh, talk things out the way healthy individuals do. It's either their way or they are not going to spare you. It's either their way or they are not going to leave you. Yeah. So narcissistic parents have this inability to reason. They are not going to explain you or justify their action and behavior. They are not going to tell you why they mistreated you. They are not going to tell you why they hit you. They are not going to tell you why they keep criticizing you. They are not going to tell you why they keep minimizing you and invalidating you. They are not going to give closure to you, and that's how they keep you on hook. So this inability to reason is because of extreme sense of entitlement, and lack of empathy. They really don't find it necessary to explain things or to give reasons for their action and behavior. They really don't find it necessary because rules don't apply to them. They have reached epitome of perfection. They are perfect and good individuals. Yeah. So narcissistic parents might appear to be extremely stubborn, might appear to be someone who's super irrational. And this stubbornness and this extreme irrationality is something which appears to be uh, under the influence of some kind of malevolent force. Yeah. And we keep thinking, I mean, is it because of some force, some evil entity, that my father is so stubborn? Is it because of some evil entity or demonic force that my mother is so stubborn, she's just not ready to listen to my side of story and all of that? So yes, these were a couple of extreme behaviors that narcissistic parents exhibit, which often makes us think if they are at all possessed by some demonic entity or evil forces. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you, and don't ignore the red flags and work on yourself. Bye.